Have you ever denied your faith? Maybe because you're with non-Christian friends, or because you wanted to fit in. If you have, then you aren't alone. Standing up for your faith is one of the hardest parts of being a Christian. I can think of a few times where I've been with non-Christian friends who have challenged my faith, and instead of standing up for my faith, I would give some stupid Sunday school answer. Or times when I did things that weren't Christian so I could fit in. I once got an email that talked about a professor of philosophy at a university. Every year she would try to disprove Christianity over the semester. The students were always too intimidated to stand up against her. At the end of every semester, she would ask her students, "If there is anyone here who still believes in Jesus, stand up." But no one would ever stand up. She continued, saying, "Because anyone who believes in God is a fool. If God existed, he could stop this piece of chalk from breaking on the ground." And every year she would take a piece of chalk and drop it, and every year the class would watch it shatter on the ground. In the book of Matthew, Peter goes through a very similar struggle. Before Jesus was arrested, he tells his disciples, "This very night you will fall away on account of me." Peter replied, "Even if all fall away on account of you, I never will." And Jesus answers, "Truly, I tell you this very night, before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times. After Jesus was arrested, Peter followed him and waited outside. While he was waiting, he was asked 3 times, "Weren't you one of Jesus' disciples?" Each time he answers, "No, I don't know the man." Now, I'm not trying to say that anyone who doesn't stand up for God is a terrible person. If anything, it's the opposite. I think this is something that all Christians have struggled with, right back to the very first Christians. Why is this? Well, I think it's because we're afraid of what will happen if we do stand up for God. But the Bible says, "I will never leave you or forsake you." So we may boldly say, "The Lord is my helper, I will not fear. What can man do to me?" See, what it's saying isn't stand up for me or else. It's saying that God will be with you and that you have nothing to fear. Now one year, one of the new Christian students was worried about taking philosophy because of the stories he had heard. And all semester, he prayed that he would have the strength to stand up for his faith. Finally, the end of the semester came, and like every year, the professor stood up at the front of the room with the chalk held high and said, "If there is anyone who still believes in Jesus, stand up."